What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first Masterpiece Monday of 2020. And yeah, I'm not going to have any Master Grade Mondays for a little while, but I figured, Transformers are pretty awesome. And of course, if you guys saw right after Christmas, I actually got the Toyworld Devastator. So I'm going to be going through a 7-part series, going over the individual bots and then Devastator itself. So we're going to start off with good old Scrapper, also known as Shovel. Yeah, no, they had to come up with some kind of crazy names. And you can tell, of course, it is the return of the white background, because I tried it on the black background and frankly it was too dark. Now this is actually a very, very good looking version of Scrapper. Actually, I'm going to pull him here just for comparison to a G1 image. Right there. Looks pretty good. Obviously a little bit of stylization, but overall I think it looks fantastic. Mostly these bots all do. They are painted fairly well. There's a few issues here and there. Dropping the gun. And the transformation is a bit involved, but not bad. This guy's actually one of the easiest ones to transform. But it looks really good. Molded all nice and purple here. Got some translucent bits there. Black paint all over that. Red paint there. Cool translucent eyes. He should have some light piping, but problem is I don't have a light to shine there, but you can sort of see it. Unfortunately, this got all scraped up right in here. You can sort of see it reflecting. I don't know what happened, but that got scraped up. We got some more silver paint there, silver-ish plastic there, and black painted in set areas here that aren't airbrushed on super cleanly, but nothing too bad. And got a little yellow down here on these little pipes in his feet, for whatever that means. And little red details there, black steps painted there, some black and yellow vents there, some cool rubber tires around here with some silvery metally legs and some pistons painted inside there. Come around to the back and you have a ginormous shovel that's actually got some paint overspray and chips and stuff inside it, so that sucks ever so slightly. My only criticism about this thing is that shovel is way too big. That's the main thing. I'm gonna step back just a little bit here. And part's gonna suck because I need to do this on a white background. It means my focus is gonna be a little bit wonky. So let's get some comparisons out of the way real quick so that we can get down to other things. And we've got MP10, or at least Nemesis MP10 there. Scooch back a little so you can see. And we have MP Bumblebee, so a nice small MP for comparison. And a new mainline deluxe, like that. And unfortunately, I don't have any other Devastators anymore to compare them to. So I don't have the Combiner Wars version. I don't have the G1 version anymore. So that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. I'm going to talk accessories just real quick. He kind of only has his gun. And it's molded nice enough. Just some red paint there. Looks pretty good. And it does peg into his hand via that little groove there. It's got a corresponding thing in the palm, kind of like a Gundam. Actually, these hands are entirely like a Gundam. Master grade. So, for my Gundam people, you can see he holds a gun. Really nice. And then, let's go over articulation. Come up just a little bit more here. And so the head is just kind of on a swivel, doesn't go side to side, does rotate all the way around, and you can see the whole back. It's translucent like that. And it's a nice face sculpt. The silver paint's a little bit sloppy, not perfect. Shoulders are on a hinge here and can butterfly out like so due to transformation, and if you want to get a little bit more out you can. The tires kind of hit stuff, so you just kind of have to work with it. And this side is very loose, like it's just super floppy. So I'll probably have to tighten that screw up a little bit, if anything. That is one problem with this guy, is some tolerances, and definitely because it is an older mold at this point, it does have some mold degradation and things that just don't fit great anymore. No kind of ab crunch, but he does rotate at the waist super nicely, no problem there. He's got some non-ratcheted legs, just friction. This one holds up. This one, not so much. See? Very squeaky. He does have thigh rotation as well. Front skirts can flip up, so he can kick forward about that far for an okay chorus line. Back skirts go up. He can kick back about there. You can't really move the canopy a whole lot further. So it is what it is. And you can get about 90 degrees on the knee bend there. And if you come down to the foot, you do have toe tilt. You've got ankle tilt like that. And it can just do a decent pose such as that. Looks pretty good. Like I said, the only issue I kind of have is that shoulder not being very tight. So you kind of have to prop it up in a way. Like, if you tilt him up like that, give him a good, like, James Bond pose, he'll be fine. But I dig it. It's pretty cool. So this is going to be a heck of a thing. If you guys are on the Patreon, you're seeing the behind the scenes for how I'm having to do these reviews. So you know all the stuff that I'm going to have to go through. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and jump to transformation. Okay, so for transformation, the way I'm going to be doing these videos, I'm going to take them into vehicle mode and then combine mode, and then ultimately down the line, in a few weeks, we will be looking at how to combine them into a Devastator. Just so everybody's on board with how this is going to go. And Scrapper is actually one of the easier ones to transform. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with transforming things on camera, it's a pain in the ass, so not everything will be on camera. I'll do my best to explain things. One thing you want to do right off the bat is fold the hands up nice and neat, thumbs down, and then you want to turn the hands so that the back of the hand will be facing up when you close it. And so, once again, I'll show that. So, thumb down, fingers tuck in. Try not to pop any of the fingers off. And adjust your lighting and focus so that it works out nicer. Now, because we're going to combine mode, it's actually, or actually we're going to vehicle mode first, never mind. So once again, turn the hand so that the top of the hand is what you see first, and then you just close that up. Do the same thing on this side. And as I said before, this guy is the easiest probably out of all of them, and I appreciate it. Pull open his chest, flip the head away, just kind of make sure it stops. That tab will plug into there, no big deal. Like so. Now for this area, just kind of use those hinges to sort of straighten out the bucket area, the scoop as it were. So do that number. Now he's got some interesting engineering for parts of him, like the shoulders and things like that. I'm going to do the shoulders last. The legs are a bit more involved, and parts that just do it. But like this guy right here is pretty cool. So I'll just slide that back. It's just a nice filler piece. So I'll do that in a second. For the rest of it, I just wanted to show that off because I actually really dig that as an engineering feat. Speaking of, come down to the feet, and you want to pop this guy off. Oh, you know what I need? I need a spudger. Spudgers are invaluable because, unlike MGO, my thumbnails are not very strong. And I've watched him do these things, and the man is insane. So for vehicle mode, what we want to do is tuck these things up like so. You want to bring the foot down, pop that up, swing this around, and just kind of keep it out. I think actually you want to, yeah, just leave that flat. That's right. Then you want to come up here, reach inside, and do your best to pop that open. Pull the leg out to the side and rotate all the way around. It'll get hung up right there on that tab. Just be careful. And then make sure all of this will clear. Squish the foot flat. Fold your toe in like so. And get the leg to go down flush. The other thing you want to do is come back here. Pop that loose. Just leave that like so. Now, one thing I forgot to do is you gotta swing this around and then lay it flat so that when you take it on the inside here, your finger gets stuck in the way. Once again, first time doing this on camera, always going to be a mess. So you want that to go inside there. You want to close that back up like so, and then close this guy down. So just like that. Nothing crazy. And you want to do all that same stuff on this side as well. So pop that loose. We're going to fold this up, unfold that, fold that out and around, come in here, pop that loose, kind of try to pry it apart if you can. Then rotate everybody down and around, avoid the tab. Make sure it's going at the transformation joint, not the knee joint. Then you want to set the foot in and down. Tuck your toe ever so slightly. Flip that up, flip it around and in like that. Hopefully that was mostly on camera. Make sure everybody's tucked away. Tuck that down. Pop that loose, flatten it out, tab, hole together, grab the legs, you've got plug, and then plug, and a few holes, squeaky squeaky. Try to line everybody up, and make sure your thighs are straight, because I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's that. Now one thing I didn't realize is that these wheels actually swivel. They're in the right spot for this mode, but I didn't realize that for combined mode, they actually change. So what you want to do here is pull the arm out like so, and it will slide back on that hinge. And then you rock this part down. Like I say, it's kind of like the way it went into the other mode. And then you've got a big tab here, and you got that little tab there, and you just line everybody up where they need to go, like so. And you gotta twist that just a little bit, peg everybody together, and we'll do the same thing on this side. Extend, fold down, find your tabs, like so, like that, and then like that. Pull your bucket down, straighten up the little canopies, as it were. And there you go. There's his really cool, definite G1 scrapper vehicle form. And just, if I can find a good image of it, I'll bring it up right there for comparison. And yeah, he looks pretty nice in this mode. You get to see a lot more of the paint. Also, make sure your hips and everything are squared up. So you can see the steps and the pistons and things like that. All these little details, some new mechanical detail popping out here. The vents for the motor section are back there. You get to see the pistons on this section, little lights up top. And he does roll like a champ. He's got the biggest, chunkiest wheels out of everybody, so he rolls super nice. Be very careful. These bits are very pointy, and if you have carpet or something, it will definitely catch on that. But he does have a huge thing for holding stuff. So for instance, if we wanted to put a bumblebee in there, you could, kind of, like so. And for other comparisons, because I might as well, here he is next to an MP10. So you can see that is a really big, chunky piece of equipment. Now, for me, like, G1 Scrapper was never meant to be that large, but you know what? It is what it is. I guess he's as straight as he's gonna get. He looks a little twisted still, but you know, it's not 100% accurate to that. And then we also have, we got some dirt like falling out of stuff here. And we have a prowl, you know, a nice siege prowl vehicle there, so you can see how much bigger it is than most of those things. Now, for those G1 toy fans, if you bought this guy individually, he did come with this piece as well, and you've just got some peg holes right there, and you can plug it on. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this until combine mode, but there you go. You know, so you can have your flying guy. You can extend it or you can fold it one way or the other. You just gotta peg it on ever so nicely, like that. And I don't know what to do with this gun. I think is this it? Yeah. Okay, so here's his gun. Supposedly you can insert it right here. No, you can. It looks stupid and you might break it off, so be careful. But you can have his gun mounted to that. You know, they try to say that you can do that for all of them, but, you know, it is what it is. Actually, that's what the problem was. This wheel was not in set 100%. So you gotta make sure your arms and all your wheels and bits are where they're supposed to be. So, next up, I gotta put them into combine mode. Alright, so combine mode transformation for Scrapper is actually fairly easy, very similar to his like G1 version. So kind of want to push the canopy back, nothing crazy, just get it out of the way. Take the shovel area and just bring it all the way up, basically like he was in robot mode, all the way up as far as it'll go. Then very carefully, second hinge here is tough. So once again, get that part up, get this all the way down, and bring this all the way up, and it will tab in, it looks like. I don't think I ever noticed that, but yeah. So that actually tabs in. I didn't even see that before, so that's a thing. And then all the way down, so it's mostly kind of flat there. And then we're going to come back to here and undo what we did to get him into bot mode. Unplug it from here and from here. And of course, these are now going to be upright bits, so we want to rotate that around. There's a clip inside there, which actually fell out on me the first time I did this. Go ahead and tab them in. And for some reason, the instructions have it like this, but I guess because you don't want those elbows to sort of give out on you. So it is what it is. And then back here, just for a cover down detail, unfold this and tab that in there. It's possibly not necessary, but it just looks better. So once again, we want to untab all that number, spin around, tab it in, flip that around, and unfurl this mess like that. And pretty much there he is. Oh, the other thing is the back wheels. I just remembered this. The back wheels actually rotate up and in, like just ever so much. I guess just for cleanup's sake. They don't really go very far, but they do that number. But there he goes in his nice leg mode. So pretty simple transformation. Actually, pretty much, other than maybe long haul, the most convenient transformation. Now this part you don't have to do, I just do it. I mean, you can tilt this up, you can keep it down, it is what it is. He does actually have some swivel aspects to him, so you can tilt side to side here, there it goes, so you can get some movement out of that. Other than that, it's pretty good. Like, there's not even, the cool thing is there's no combiner port for it because they don't do it that way, but I'm gonna put just a little bit of tilt in him. And what you'll see later is these slots back here. That's a good way to go. But that's it for all the transformation and stuff. So let's go to final thoughts. So guys, after all that, yeah, it's a cool figure in and of itself. Now, of course, you're buying this whole set because you want your Devastator. But I think that as it goes, like just looking into the other third-party versions of Devastator and the Constructicons, these are definitely the most G1 design-like, and also the largest, aside from the Combiner Wars version. So the Combiner Wars version is close in size, but this one is just better. Details are good. Mind you, there's some QC issues with the paint and joints and stuff like that, not to mention tolerances and things like that, but it's pretty good. But this is, of course, only step one in the process, so stick around for the next few Mondays as we go over these guys. here and there, and then eventually getting around to Devastator in and of itself. Now, I do think that the light piping is generally, it's okay, but if you don't have bright lights around him, he's gonna look kind of dead. And that's like one of the only real criticisms. But for an MP-sized thing, it's great. And my MP collection is pretty small as it is. So if you guys like this video, give me a big old thumbs up, hit that subscribe-ish button if you are new to the channel, which a lot of you are. And of course, if you want to help out the channel and see some things behind the scenes and or help pick reviews in the future, go ahead and check out the Patreon. By all means, all the links are in the description down below for everything that I do, including the store and all those other things. And who knows how we'll be able to make money this year. So hopefully, you know, we'll be able to survive this COPPA situation. I know this is a big toy, but it ain't made for kids. But a kid really shouldn't handle this, if I'm honest. But that's it, guys. I'll catch you on the next review. And remember, as always, keep on constructing. Yeah, see what I did there.